Hello, this is One Pleasure Studio here, and welcome to my coding game series where I solve algorithmic puzzles on easy difficulty. And the puzzle that I'm going to solve today is called offset arrays. I have to use parsing and recursion to complete this puzzle, and if I click on, for example, parsing, it will tell us the definition of it. So the definition of parsing is the process of analyzing a string of symbols, either in natural language or in computer languages, conforming to the rules of a formal grammar. And for recursion, it is a common method of simplification is to divide a problem into subproblems of the same type. As a computer programming technique, this is called divide and conquer, and is key to the design of many important algorithms. Divide and conquer serves as a top-down approach to problem solving, where problems are solved by solving smaller and smaller instances. A contrary approach is dynamic programming. This approach serves as a bottom-up approach, where problems are solved by solving larger and larger instances until the desired size is reached. So this is an example of recursion given in C code right here. I'm not going to read out everything because the first paragraph literally tells us the definition of it. So let's read out the goal to complete this puzzle. So to settle the debate of 0 base versus 1 base indexing, I have created a language where you must explicitly state the range of indices an array should have. For example, given an array definition, right here, you would have a minus 1 equals to 1, a 0 equals to 2, a 1 equals to 3. So this is a question right here I need to solve. You're given a list of n array definitions, and your job is to figure out what number is found in a given index of an array. Note that the indexing operation may be nested, which is an example in the above example right here. This would produce result 3 right here. Solve it. I'm not going to use Java. I'm going to use Python because it's my favorite language to program, to code. And let's look at the input. The first line is the number of array assignments. The second line, which is the for loop, is one array assignment per line of integers, which is separated by a space. And lastly, the output prints out a single integer. Let's read out the constraints. So 1 less than equal to n is less than equal to 100. Each array name consists of only uppercase letters, A to Z. Array lengths are between 1 and 100. No empty arrays. Indexing operations have at most 50 levels of nesting. And lastly, indices are always within bounds in the test case. I'm not going to continue this code. I want to make my own code. And to start things off, I want to use from collections import default dict. So what that does, it works exactly like a normal dict, but it is initialized with a function that takes no arguments and provides the default value for a non-existent key. A default dict will never raise a key error. Any key that does not exist gets the value returned by the default dict. And the next one I'm going to use is I want to import regular expressions, and this is important for this puzzle because it supports modifiers, identifiers, and white space characters. So it's really important to use this. So, to start things off, I need values, and the values I'm going to use are hold, which is equal to default dict, and assignment, so which is equals to no array, an empty array, and I think I spelled that wrong because it's a capital T. Right, that's done, and now that's highlighted, so it's been used. I want to use a for loop, so for I in range n colon, which is equals to int, and I want to use input. So inside the for loop, I want to find every letter in the alphabet. Every letter in the alphabet, but has to be in capital letters, because it says right here, each array name consists of only uppercase letters. So to do that, I want to use regular expression. So re find all. So what that does is basically returns a list of all non-overlapping matches in the string. And I want to use A to Z, and I want to plus that by assignment. Next, I want to create a dictionary with letter, conversion vector, and the values of list. So let's do that. I want to create a dict for letter, conversion factor, and values of list. And to do that, we're going to use enumerate. So for I underscore in enumerate, have I spelled it right? I don't think I spelled it right. So enumerate. Okay, it doesn't tell us what it does. That's fine. So enumerate lets you write Pythonic for loops when you need a count and the value from an interval. So that's what it does. Okay, so it explains it right here. So adds counter to an interval and returns it. So that's what we need to do. And inside that, we want to split it. So let's split it. And we're going to split it by the equals symbol. And for H, we want to list it. And we're going to use map int regular expression, and we want to find all again, and we're going to use this regular expression. So we want to use a \d minus, and we want to plus it, and we're going to plus it by the underscore. That's what we want to do, and yeah, it should work. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's try that again, just to be sure. Okay, that should be fine. And I want to add a if statement. So let's do if double equals to 0. So we want to match values. So if h 0 is less than 0, then I want to hold it. I want to hold letter 0, and I want to append that by the absolute value by h 0. So that's done. And I want to do it again, but this time instead of less than 0, it's going to be less. It's going to be greater than or equal to 0. So if h0 is greater than or equal to 0, then I want to hold letter 0, and instead of a plus abs, it's going to be a minus abs. So it's going to be opposite, which is going to be h0. It's right here. So if we check out what map does, so the map function executes a specified function for each item in the iterable. The item is sent to the function as a parameter, so that's what it does. And if we use the append, the append method appends the element to the end of list, so that's what it does. And lastly, for the abs, the abs function returns the absolute value for the given number. If the number is a complex number, it returns its magnitude. So that's what it does. Let's go back to this. So if we're going to use an if statement, we have to do an else. So else, I want to hold letter 0, and I'm going to append that to h. So that's done. Now I want to find every letter, but I want to find the start value as well. Let's write this code. Let's write this comment. I want to find every letter and the start value. So to do that, we're going to use this rep equals to re find all, and we're going to use this regular expression. So a take away z 0. Oh, it's not take away, it's more like a dash. Let's do dash 9. I'm going to dash again. Let's close that. We want to plus it, and we want to use x colon, which is equals to input. So that's done. So now to find the start value, I need to do this. So let's do first hold. Let's do rep. Let's do -2. Let's do 1. We want to use int, and then we want to do rep, which is -1. And we want to plus that by hold. Oh no. Yeah, no, we want to plus it. Yeah, we want to plus it by hold. So hold rep is going to be -2 now. Which is, we're going to do 0 right here. So now that's done. So we need finished. But now I want to insert the value in reverse. I want to insert the value in reverse. So to do that is I want to use another for loop. So for underscore in rep, I want to do len rep, which is -2. Then I want to do a double colon -1. Do another colon again, and I want to do first equals hold, and I want to use another underscore to 1. And for this array, I want to do first plus hold, do another underscore, and this one will be 0. So that's done. So what is a underscore in Python? So it's just a variable name, and so it's basically a for array of variables. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so Python automatically stores the value of the last expression in the interpreter to a particular variable called underscore. So you can assign these values to another variable if you want. That's what it does. And now, basically, we want to print it. Let's print it. Print the. Let's basically print it. So let's do print first. That's it. We don't need might add the comments, but apart from that, we don't really need this much. Do we need this? I mean, no. Let's get rid of everything. We don't need this anymore. And now it should work. So no, it doesn't. So line 10. So I can see the problem already. I can see the problem already. Line 25. What's wrong with line 25? Index error list index out of range. Is that for def? I don't see a problem. Let's write it again. Let's do first equals hold. Let's do rep -2 1. Let's do int rep -1. And I want to plus that by hold rep -2 0. Yeah, it should be fine. I don't see the problem. Is it because of the indent? I think it's because of the indent. Right. Let's put it all to the beginning of the line. Yes. Let's do it again. Yeah. So the reason why it didn't work because it was part of the for loop. Even though I did a for if else, the program thought, oh, this is included as well, but it's not. So that's why it didn't work. So now that's done, let's submit it. We've got 100%. So thank you for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.